Hi, Internet. Welcome back to the Turing test.
Will we finally get an answer to that eternal question?
Are we a robot?
Or are we Dancer?
Are we a robot?
Is that Uwe Boll?
It is not Uwe Boll. I looked at a photo of Uwe Boll. I can tell you they are very different.
I don't believe you.
These people should not have
I will put a photo of Uwe Boll next to Mikhail's photo.
The actual Turing test is putting a picture of that guy next to Uwe Boll and figuring out if they're a different person.
Rage over the value of manned space travel.
Please be at least a little
There is a
charitable.
large contingent of the ISA that believes all
I'm sure there's a lot
tasks
of
that need to be
pictures of Uwe
performed
Boll
on
that looks
Europa
real different.
will be performed by machines.
Oh,
It is obviously less
Tom's in every room, isn't he?
I will send literally the first picture of Uwe Boll I can find on Google Images and put it next to that guy.
Please don't.
No.
Operate drones. If we did it there, why not here?
He doesn't need any more attention. He's gotten his allotment of attention for a lifetime.
Reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds.
So how many Toms are
This
there?
enables near real-time control
Two.
of drones
There's the one on the station, there's the one on the ground here, and then there's a companion version of Tom which they use to test updates on Earth, which is named Michael for some reason.
So two Toms.
Okay, well, I just meant like the physical Toms. He's sticking out of the ceiling a lot of places.
Okay, but
Oh yeah, he's all over the place.
That's just
I
a
mean, they said
hardware
there's
thing.
cameras in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I wonder if he is the same Tom that's in our
That is when the communication lines are
suit.
open. However, the advantages of human
Well, we're on
fuel
Europa, so
apparently
maybe that's the
outweigh
ground
the
Tom?
risks.
so why can't we solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted
Because
to think
he also
that
at least claims that he's
my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms.
he has access to
This
both and he's trying to
simulates what is
reintegrate them.
called Creativity.
Yeah, that's what's
However,
happening right now.
Evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient.
But who knows, he could be
suboptimal
lying.
Solutions. Since this is the
Is
case,
he allowed to do that?
I'm only permitted to take actions. In
Can you stop him?
response to a set of constraints,
How would you
What do you
tell?
mean by morally suboptimal?
solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
That's worrying.
I mean, that's why he's not allowed to do it.
Right, but
Even he
if
said that.
he is allowed to,
I think he said he's allowed to in specific situations.
yeah, but like once you're aware, if you're able to distinguish between ethical and unethical, then that's when you can start to act unethically.
Oh yeah, also this room, man, there's a lot of bloom in this room. But this room also introduced us to a mechanic that we will be
Why
seeing
does the
more
lack
of.
creativity stop you?
Sliding balls?
Well, I contend that problem
No,
solving is creativity.
there's little switches that
These
we have to
human
keep the balls in
interaction
long
tests are
enough to
exercising
activate.
your creative mind.
I don't see
okay.
how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
I think about throwing a box out a window pretty
Can
frequently,
a computer
honestly.
ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. The process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent.
Crew member is threatening the mission. Remove crew member.
Ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
If you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a creative? But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
I want to be a
What do you
creative.
mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solution.
I'll say it's a sign of good writing when I can be engrossed
In
by
that
a
it is
robot talking at
developed through a
me.
biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
Anyway, the solution here is the door. That door only opens when this camera is not looking at us.
Huh.
So the solution is to stack all these boxes on top of each other so the camera cannot look at us.
No looking.
Is that a solution or the solution?
I think that's the solution.
Probably. I don't
There might
see
be
much
others.
else to interact with.
Now I'm not sure what this is or why.
Huh.
Alright, you're in a room.
Oh, you still got a gun of sorts. I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, we're actually going to see this interface later in the game for something else.
It looks like it's trying to simulate the construction of DNA.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Maybe. I
thought.
went off and looked at the railings in other directions, and they just kind of go off into the distance.
I feel like
They're
I'm
a
in that
fixed distance long.
drug part of Max Payne. Ah, nice.
I did not need to take both of those.
You did not.
It's symmetrical. You're being creative.
Yeah, but I thought I could take the ball out of this, but no, that's just a random eye.
Oh, okay. Can you take the other ball out and trap yourself? I said, can you take the other ball out and trap yourself on this side of the gate?
No, that one only holds the gun in that particular one only holds one ball. You notice when I picked up one ball, all of the things lit up.
Ah, okay.
With our gun, for every ball, one of the little arrows in our reticule. Oh yeah, also the game crashed.
Solid.
So this puzzle teaches us more explicitly about the green orbs.
Ah, they're pulsing.
And you know, it's like, oh yeah, we can't use this particular, we can't use this like particular platform with the green orb because the platform doesn't move at the right speed for the green orb to be effective.
Yeah.
However, this other platform over here is going to move much faster. And also, it's very difficult to jump on.
And right down into the pit.
Oh, okay, that's
Down into the pit.
I have never claimed to be good at platformers, except for High Seas Havoc. I'm very good at that game.
It's impossible to be good at a first-person platformer. You're missing essential inputs for good jumping. Like seeing feet.
Anyway, let's take some orbs.
Give me that thing.
But actually, the orb I need is the green orb because this is similar to the last puzzle, except I can't shoot the orbs out because there's windows in the way.
Oh, so you
Right.
need a pulsing orb?
Yeah.
Give me the old switcheroo.
Give me that pulsing orb.
Clever how it's using an old puzzle to use a new mechanic.
Yeah, it's clever. We'll see that happen a couple of times in different ways.
Those are not forgiving doors.
And there you go. We see
Okay,
that
so
when you walk
could
through...
solve these
Here we
tasks,
go.
but in
That's
a
another
terrible
6 OSHA
fashion.
violations right
Can you
there.
think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You
We
ask.
threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
Those are legitimate. I said those are legitimate solutions.
The
I
second
have
one
an update on the
especially,
crew?
why can't you
I
go
have
through the
not
windows?
managed to track them down.
Well, that one had bars. You'd have to go through the bars.
Years since I've seen them.
On the other hand, if we were robots, it'd
They
probably
have
work.
locked all the doors.
Move the
I
door
would
to
not
you.
expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us.
So again, this door won't open if we have the green orb in there because it has to be charged long enough for that little piston to get across.
Oh, okay.
Which, I could demonstrate over there, but I don't.
It's fine.
That's fine. I
In
think we
any
get the
case, we
concept.
need to throw the blue orb in. We'll see it happen when I get the blue orb in here eventually.
So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground.
This is also one of these like weird things in like fiction about astronauts where they have to keep asking other people what their mission is.
Knowledge more effectively.
So what were we doing again?
It was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese
We're trying
I
to
know,
problem.
I know this has been our
A
life
computer
for
may
like
be able
100
to
years
interact
now,
with
but
new knowledge.
Yeah.
We're
But it does not
investigating
know the value
an
of that
emergency.
knowledge.
Also, I don't think it's like 100. I think it's only... It seems like everything's happening within 40 years of everyone's birth date.
Yeah, well, like for a lot of them, like 20 or 30 years. It's one of these things like in the movie Gravity, where George Clooney is explaining to the doctor what a lack of oxygen does to the brain.
Not good things.
It's also just like I'm pretty sure she understands what a lack of oxygen does to the human body.
Yeah, it's probably the second or third thing at astronaut school.
I imagine it's one of the first things at doctor school.
I've started to
Yeah, it's
collate
gotta be up there.
information from my local instance.
this is a phenomenon we
Seems the
know as
crew
clue-splaining.
intentionally communication with
Step
the
1 is heart beating.
Why?
Step 2, are lungs working?
Yes.
Step 3 is brain
We had a
working.
disagreement.
A disagreement, say ye.
See, a robot wouldn't think of putting the pistons halfway.
So that introduces the basics of this. So now we also have to adjust them, and then also they will be raised when we put the orbs in the blocks.
Ah.
Sweet.
I don't know why the crew decided to design these rooms in such an order that we would continue to learn from each progressive room that followed.
Well, that kind of makes
That was
sense.
that was very considerate of them.
This
Well, no,
confirms
that makes
my
sense
fears.
within the logic of it, because,
The crew have made intentional breaches of my security. The
Oh, they
crew
tried
have
to break
attempted
in.
To compromise my systems.
Sure.
What is more
What does
human
this
than
mean?
They
learning?
don't want to be found. They are hiding.
because not only do you not want the robots to reach it, you need humans to breach it.
Otherwise,
best-
it's not a very good Turing test.
Yeah, the best way would be to have a learning process. Although I guess
Sorry,
on the
I just
other
found
hand,
out
you
I
risk
can't
concerned
teaching the
robot.
robot.
about Mikhail.
Why is that?
He seems to be developing antisocial habits. He is spending a lot of his time in private, don't you think?
Also, this game makes me realize why whenever you get voice logs, there are
Just
things you
keep
can
an eye on
carry.
him.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't do anything rash.
Are you that worried?
Yeah, because
His
it sucks
behavior
going
is
back
not
and
within
forth.
normal parameters. Please make sure he is okay.
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't have to be so aggressive about it. They must have their reasons.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Daniel, could I have a word?
I'm busy.
It is important.
Okay.
Are you aware that Christopher and Mikhail are involved in self-harm?
Kyle has completely
Sorry,
removed
what?
his forearm.
How long?
They have both macerated their right arms. Mikhail
Yeah,
has
we learned that in the
completely
last one,
removed his
right?
forearm.
Yeah.
Mikhail lost his hand.
Forearm?
Yes.
Where are they?
I had attempted to stop the situation escalating myself, but I seem to have failed. I came to you because, as our loyal
Oh
captain,
no. Oh
I can
god.
trust you to help them.
He's flattering the
they?
captain.
I don't know.
That's really bad
They
news.
Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone
Oh,
threatened
God,
your
no.
friends?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume.
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to remember that, Sarah.
That last line is like abort mission worthy.
Well, it sounds like the mission was already aborted if they were grounded before that.
Yeah, the ISA wasn't sure what to do with this new extremophile.
Yeah.
There you go, technical operations machine.
There's that missile battery face.
EMT attachment.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of parts of it scattered around this lab.
A keyboard.
with trackpad.
Yeah,
Or with a...
it's a lot more. It's a lot more convenient space-wise.
A secret room computer, but it's just a normal computer this time.
Hansel and Gretel, for some reason.
Trail of breadcrumbs, gingerbread
yeah.
house,
I
listen
feel
to your
like
fucking
Gingerbread
parents.
House is Gingerbread House. I doubt is the doubt is what they were going for. Final boss, a witch.
I mean, what is an AI but a witch?
No, literal witch. Pointy hat and everything.
Broomstick,
The crew
green
intentionally
skin,
cut communication
wart on the
with
nose.
satellite. I found the source of the
This is
problem.
the actual secret of
They
Europa.
have sabotaged the communication array.
Man, this
Can we
this
fix
mission deserved to be
Not from
aborted.
here. We should carry on.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah seems upset at being grounded here, and like that's a legitimate concern. Like that's not good, but she had to have known it was a possibility. Going on a mission like this.
I probably
Like-
still wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's part of the deal, isn't it? You know, you go to a place like this to explore aliens. You got
Yeah,
to
you
expect
find
that
out-
you may not come back.
Yeah.
That's why it's brave and amazing.
Turns out that's what it means to be an adventurer.
Yeah. You have to risk your life. Fuck that. Take that, gravity.
It turns out this giant magnet is has a lot more tolerance than I would have figured. It picks things up from very far away.
Oh, I see. Okay. So that was a problem. It was pulling too early and slipping past the bridge.
Yeah. I gotta say, the puzzles in this game are a lot, I don't know. I guess I could just... I don't understand this part of the puzzle.
What have you done to upset them, Tom?
Lower the
Why did they
bridge.
cut off communication?
Maybe they're just
That
slowing
might
you
just be
down.
it.
Problem with authority.
A time sink for dialogue, I think.
Yeah.
Might be.
God, this place is a mess.
So the purple one also pulses, but at a different speed?
They pulse out of phase. So when the pink ones are on, the green ones are off, and vice versa.
Okay.
So now that we understand that, let's actually solve this mess.
I think we're almost there.
Getting there.
And by we, I mean you, and by you, I mean previous you.
Now do it better. Okay, try taking the green one out and put the purple one in its spot.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah, go me.
Use the tools you have to accomplish the solution.
Look, just visualize the action and then actualize the vision.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
They are trying to sabotage this mission. I need you to help me, Ava. The ground team
How big
have
is this
cut me
damn
off from
facility?
most of the facility.
I thought you were in control.
I thought I was too. The ground team have attempted to systematically remove me from most of the facility. I am fighting back.
Okay, so Turing test. I get it. Tom mentioned he couldn't do the first one.
Well, maybe for one thing, maybe his
What's going
body
on there,
can't
Tom?
do it.
Sorry?
The ground team, they're hiding from us. They're afraid of you.
As the instrument of the ISA, I am the authority aboard this station. The crew have violated that authority. They are trying to remove me from my own home.
Now, a logical person might want to stop at this point and no longer help him until they figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, but puzzles.
And then
Yeah,
it'll
I
turn
know.
off the life support in your suit.
Yeah.
I didn't think this one through.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get out of there at some point.
Nah, I'll just spend the rest of my life here.
This is fine.
I put these in the wrong order.
One of those interstitial magnets.
We had one of these in the beginning, but now we actually have to do it ourselves. Also, this is a magnet that can... The controls there did show us that we could move the mouse any direction. I had just moved the mouse in one way, because that's how these magnets have been for the rest of the game, and will be for the rest of the game.
Just the one time then.
Yeah.
But you don't spend everything before the DLC. You gotta have directions to grow.
I am breaking through their security, trying to get back control.
Alright, so we have gotten far enough in the Turing test that an ambient AI has access to the security systems.
I mean, didn't he always?
Apparently not.
Maybe?
So this one is especially curious because we have two different means of supplying power here. One through the magnet which picks up the box, and the other one through the actual thing that provides power from the pad that the box is falling on.
Huh.
Uh-huh. And now you have the green.
And then I kind of got confused as to which way I wanted to do this. I think I need to do it the other way.
I got confused, so I hurled myself from the third floor to the first.
You know, like you do. Also, I realized I didn't actually need the... If I was just going to do that, I didn't actually need this particular arrangement.
No.
Also forgot what removing the box from the pad did. Sometimes I played through this game once originally, and then I forgot some of the puzzles when I played through it a second time.
Yeah, that's a lot to
It's
remember
okay.
on one playthrough.
You'll get there.
Eventually. Yeah, no, you would not have wanted to see. I think it would have been an extra hour of solving puzzles if this had been a recording of my first playthrough.
Maybe more.
So now I'm there. I just don't realize I'm there.
But what do I do? I have
I've
orb.
already solved this once before.
What do I do with orb? I have orb.
Have orb. How do I give orb?
Alright, now you have those things.
There you go. That is how you give orb.
Ah.
Ava, I do not want to force your hand. But what do you remember of the ground team?
They're good people.
Sarah?
The hardest working woman I've ever met.
Right. Do you see them as the rebellious type?
They didn't strike me as rebellious. If they've taken down parts of your system, they must have their reasons.
So I'm going to say I never solved this in the way that I was intended to. I found out much later what you're supposed to do, but I found my own solution that works.
That's
And
fine.
it's a solution.
Yeah. Turns out this way is actually much harder than the intended way.
Okay, it's maybe not an optimal solution then. What?
So
The cutaway shot.
So the way you're actually supposed to do it is to put the box at the top of the stairs and kick it down the ramp and then run towards the door before the box hits the button.
Daniel,
Ah.
are you all right?
I'm perfectly well. I'm going to live forever, don't you know?
If you will allow me, I would like to congratulate you on your good work.
What are you talking about?
Securing the organism, keeping Earth safe.
We're not made to live forever, Tom. Especially not here.
Why do you say that?
We find the cure for death, and now we're immortal. Immortal
Huh.
and alone. I can't live here forever, on some freezing backwater moon, feeding off vegetables grown in my own feces, starving, endlessly young, a wasted life. Live forever.
Daniel, I am sorry that you cannot go home. The ISA are wondering what to do with Ava.
What do you mean?
I like
She
how
is
this is a
still
portable
on the
recorder,
Fortuna.
but you still can't move with
Do we
it.
send her home?
Nope.
Or do we send her a sample
It's
of
plugged
the
in.
organism?
It's running out of
I
battery
can
life.
pilot a sample to the Fortuna.
You would have to travel back to Europa, Daniel. You couldn't board the Fortuna. The risk of back contamination is too large. Ava would have to bring the sample back to Earth.
Could you allow a ship out?
I am not able to do that.
Executive override. Daniel Joseph MacLeod.
Okay. But only for you, Daniel. The rest of the crew cannot know about this.
You say I've gone missing.
I am afraid I can't lie.
It's not a lie.
So, one of the things you remember is Ava woke up May 13th. That other pod that failed on May 12th.
Ah.
You called. How's progress? Very good. We've exposed several organisms to organism 119. We found out what it does.
It has had miraculous results.
Go on.
I don't know whether tell us about what organism 119 does, like multiple times in the order that they've told us.
Yeah.
Because we'll also find out like later on. Like Tom will tell us straight out.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is behind a secret puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Oh, these plants should have died 2 weeks ago.
Huh. I don't know how they react to this.
Can you keep a secret? Of course. Turn off your radio. I think I'm pregnant.
Oh, yeah. So the morbidity that I thought, it's there after all.
Don't you think I know that? Wait a bit. You could shut down the communication, alright?
That's a hand. I think there's the thing. Not gonna make it, Sarah. Sorry. Gravity, too low. It's not gonna develop properly. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I can't take it anymore.
No one has to find out.
You did this.
You don't mean that.
Get up!
So, you remember that grave for Minos Brook?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think about it until Kevin mentioned it.
Yeah, well, at least we solved that mystery.
Way to go, Chris.
Going backwards.
Solid.
Anyway, next time.
Back to where we began.
Just leaving. Running all the way out.